At the end of last year, I had a 10 kilowatt hour battery system installed by SAJ. It was their new HS3 battery. However, since then, it has gone faulty. In this video, I'm going to tell you how I discovered it went faulty, what they've done about it since, but also how I feel about the SAJ battery now I've lived with it a little bit longer, because some of the features are great, but one of the features I have actually disabled. Now, before we get into the meat of the video, if you want to learn more about solar, you can go to evnic.com/solar, where there's information and reviews about my solar system, battery system. If you're wanting to get a solar or battery system installed by Heatable, there is discount codes with Heatable directly on my website there, and also a whole resource of other information to do with solar and batteries. Now, one day on the SAJ Systems app, I noticed that the battery had a fault showing on it. Weird little fault, and then the next day it was gone. I then saw it again appear a day or two later, and again it disappeared. I also noticed that for some reason I was running out of battery way sooner than I normally do. The error came back again, and then I was like, oh, probably need to, let them know that there's a fault with this battery. However, just as I was thinking that I'd get around to ringing them, my phone rang, and it was SAJ's UK technical team to tell me that they've tried to fix a fault with my battery remotely, but it seems to be a hardware issue, and they're going to have to come out and swap my battery out. And was I free tomorrow? Now, we need to understand that as a YouTuber, I am gifted these battery systems to review. So no warranty is usually implied or given on the systems that I receive to review. And for this reason, normally as a YouTuber, we kind of expect that we're not really going to get any support aftermarket on any of the products that we get given to review. In fact, larger brands of cheaper products that I've had that have gone faulty, marketing people just ignore me. I can't get a hold of them to get replacements or fixes. So the fact that SAJ proactively rang me to fix it is a step in the right direction already, because they don't have to do anything for me as a YouTuber. But more importantly, something they said to me, which is, we want to get this battery back as soon as possible. It's part of our new HS3 line, and it's a fault we've not seen before, and we want to make sure it doesn't happen again to another customer. That is very, 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 very proactive. Now, there is other people with HS3s that have had them in for longer than me who haven't had this fault, and it could just be that mine is just a one-off rarity fault, or the way it was shipped all the way direct from China to me, rather than going for their traditional shipping routes of how they arrive normally in the UK. We don't really know. That's their job to investigate, but the point is, if you're a normal customer, they're definitely going to fix it, because they don't have to fix it for me, and they decided to. In fact, they didn't ask for this video to be made. I've chosen to make it out of my own obligations. So the tech bike turned up. It turned up with a brand new battery that they picked up from their local sort of resources here in the UK that they have on the shelves ready to go, and swapped it out. And it was the bottom battery, obviously not the easiest one to reach, but I mean, he was here and gone in about an hour. I mean, the speed you can unclick and re-click new batteries into the system is phenomenal. It really does blow me away on the effortlessness of how easy it's done. So clipped it out, took it away, and replaced it with a new one, re-signed everything into my system, and it starts working immediately on the system. Now, the battery since then has been faultless, apart from one feature I have had to disable. So when I first got the battery, I spoke and reviewed about the AI system, where it can intelligently predict and make changes to the way your battery behaves to get you the best cost benefit. Now, I've had to disable this because of a few problems with it, a few quirks. Now, first of all, it randomly started charging my battery half an hour into my peak slot. So at 11:30 it's supposed to be off peak. It started charging the battery at 11 o'clock, and it was doing this continuously nearly every single night. And because of this, I've now disabled this feature to stop it from happening further. It's also doing another thing, which was it was holding a battery charge between 5 and 7. It was just holding it for no reason and then discharging later on. Now, this is a problem because in the summer I'm going to have loads of battery left, and I kind of want it to kind of constantly discharge. But in the winter, I can easily eat through that battery even later on. But my schedules and the way the heat pump works, depending on the outside temperature, could change, which means it could hold my battery between 5 and 7, and I might not use any extra power later on in the day. So in fact, it's not really benefited me. So I've disabled it for now. It also comes with another benefit when you disable it. So I've set the working mode so I can set when it charges and discharges. So I've set obviously the intelligent off-peak hours for the charging time, and then I just basically remotely control that part of the battery. Now that comes with some benefits for Octopus Go Intelligent, because it means if there's extra hours assigned, which would be in my peak times normally, I can just change the working hours inside. Now that's not saying that I'm gonna never use the AI tool again, but with the quirks it's doing at the moment, why the AI part of this SAJ app is technically in beta. Why it's in beta, it's not for me, and because it doesn't connect to the Octopus Go Intelligent API, it doesn't know when extra Octopus Go Intelligent app slots are available, which means I could drain my car battery into, my home battery into my car. Now I could change this by moving away CT clamps and stuff like that, but for now it's just easier to set the working mode myself manually, and at the moment I can't get Home Assistant to change that working mode for me automatically. Now I'm more than confident SAJ will crack the AI part of their tool and absolutely nail on how it works, but for now, for me, it's causing me a few issues and conflict issues, so I have temporarily disabled it. I will obviously re-enable it when those quirks get fixed, and if they integrate into Octopus's API to see extra intelligent click hours. That's very easy for them to see the part of that API. All they have to do is make sure there's a connection to the API and see if it's allocated extra intelligent slots, and if it has, start charging the battery, or say don't discharge the battery. Very easy for SAJ to do. Hope they do it soon. Octopus are one of the largest energy companies here in the UK, and Octopus are all available all around the world, so it makes a lot of sense for SAJ to do this. The Home Assistant app doesn't allow you to set that, but that is also a third-party app, not made by SAJ. So if the third-party developer in Home Assistant adapts that, then I would also enable that part instead. Now, the other thing to talk about this battery before I go is, yes, the new battery has been working flawlessly, but something else that was working flawlessly that's really surprised me. We've had some really cold temperatures. We hit -10 Celsius, and when we hit -10 Celsius, the batteries in my garage could not charge or discharge. It was too cold for them. It's the first time I've seen it on those batteries in the garage, but the SAJ battery that's outside in all the elements, receiving the full -10 degrees Celsius, worked flawlessly. The battery heater inside it made it work absolutely flawlessly, so flawlessly it performed at its full 5 kilowatt rated power output all the way through all the cold snap. Never had any issues with it whatsoever. So if you're wanting a battery that goes outside with a heater, I definitely 100% recommend this as an outdoor battery. It is working flawlessly there. If you want to see the full review, check it out here. If you want to see my other solar and information reviews, check out this video playlist here.